And celebrates building back better. Amidst the series of flooding that took place in 2017 and 2019, towns and villages along the St. Lawrence River in Lake Ontario received funding through that Resiliency Economic Development Initiative, the state's READY program. It helped different municipalities replace and strengthen waterfront infrastructure like the Riverwalk, docks, and the village wastewater collection and treatment plant in Clayton. In all, the village spent $8.6 million in state money on READY projects.
So our infrastructure is really strong here for the next 50, 60 years, so it's a huge plus. And these things only happen because we have great cooperation with the state.
Cape Vincent and Alexandria Bay also recently celebrated completing some of those projects.